What's going on, people? It's Games Lord 2.
And Baby Girl 91580.
And we got another debate for y'all on here on Game Talk. Not a lot of people probably, even looked at the fact behind this or anything, but the new debate is going to be Namco or Ubisoft. Which one should make Naruto games?
And the reason why you say Namco is because of...
Namco is the one that just did Ultimate Ninja Storm,
which was a really good game that took on the Shippuden arc with Pain, and Ubisoft did
Rise of Ninja
and Broken Bond. Right. I can't. I like both games.
It's a mixed bag of feelings.
Yeah. Because being that we are both big Naruto fans, I may be a little bit more obsessed with it than you are, but don't look at me like that. Because you know I love Naruto. I love Naruto.
No
now, I like the Pain story arc, maybe because of its new content. It's new with the story, and so I can't give it to them for making that, but at the same time I like Broken Bond and Rise of Ninja because of the open world sandbox feel, being able to explore, etc. I mean, how do you feel on that?
Nah, I'm the same way, and I'm kind of puzzled too because the first Ninja Storm that came out on PS3, you were able to go around the whole village, exploring rooftops, looking for stuff, and it seemed like they got away from that on Ultimate Ninja Storm Part 2. Now, I love the fighting of Ultimate Ninja Storm. I think it's probably better in terms of a fighter than it is in terms of an exploration story mode game. Rise of Ninja and Broken Bond, it seemed like Ubisoft lived and breathed the details of Naruto for those two games.
Yeah.
Even certain instances where certain things that happened in the cartoon may have happened differently in the game, but they would still try to go into depth on it. Like, for instance, in Broken Bond, you had the part where Jiraiya was teaching Naruto how to make the Rasengan. And it's like little instances like that where they go deep into detail and let you, the player, play it and experience it, says a lot to me. Ultimate Ninja Storm has always been flawless as far as the fighting goes to me. And after playing the first one on PS3, I was kind of amped for the second one because I saw what they did, and I thought they were going to go more of the approach that Ubisoft did, where in essence Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 just pretty much gave you RPG screens that you ran through and probably explored for certain items, but it was not a world.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong, I do like the art. The art of Ninja Storm was beautiful. It was beautiful. But hands down, I have to give it to Ubisoft for Rise of the Ninja and Broken Bond. Just because you can actually go to the places. They recreated each area to a T. In certain areas we didn't really see in the anime, like the bandit camp, and we did see some of the hot springs in the game, but it was really they just really recreated those areas, especially the village. I love the village.
They tried to put as much Naruto into the game as possible, where it seemed like Namco has always had a long running thing with the Naruto games, and they've always been great fighters. Not too heavy on the story modes as Ubisoft's games were, but still good enough. I thought that would transcend well over into Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. Me personally, one of my biggest gripes with Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 was the fact that you had these cookie cutter side missions that, although some of them had you building relationships with your friends in the village, pretty much most of the side missions were you going to look for something and having to fight one of your fellow, ninjas from the Hidden Leaf Village. Which was kind of awkward to me, seeing as how they didn't include the story arc with Sora and other little pieces like that. Whereas Ubisoft's 2 games, they tried to cram as much content as possible into there.
Yeah,
and if it wasn't a story mission, it wound up being a side mission.
Yeah, like Choji and his chip mission.
Yeah. It's just little things that you can do to make the game go further, and I expected Ultimate Ninja Storm to do that.
To go above and beyond, like
and they didn't. Right. Even to where certain points, certain fights, okay, Kakazu fight could have been done better. The Pain fight could have been done better. There were a lot of fights that, while they were awesome, still could have been done better. Now, I like the approach. It seemed like Ubisoft was gaining ground with Broken Bond. That second game was really good. And to be truthfully honest, I don't think a lot of people have even delved into those 2 games, as much as they do with the Ultimate Ninja Storm and everything else. I know a lot of people, praiseworthy of Ultimate Ninja Storm, but like I said, there are just some things that you have to look at. Like I said, these cookie cutter side missions where I gotta go pick flowers or talk to some random character or something like that, that's all memory or data that they could have been using to put in the story arc with Sora and other things that were left out. It's like they really just tried to jump from the beginning of Shippuden when he got back to all the way to the end to fighting Pain. It's like they really wanted to rush it to the Pain fight.
They left a lot of stuff, and that's a lot of content if
to
you
leave
think about
out of a game.
It is, because I think Pain is in that arc is somewhere around episode 200 and something. So they have went from episode 1 to 200 and left out a lot of stuff. And mind you guys, I haven't watched all of the Naruto Shippuden episodes that's out, because I don't like being left on cliffhangers. So I go a couple months without watching it, and then I go and check in and watch a lot of them at once. That's how I am. But
you're ready, right, Naruto?
I am a Ubisoft troll. I will continue to troll them and send them messages daily and tell them that I love the work that they did on Rise of Ninja and Broken Bond, and can if possible, please, Mitch, please make one for Shippuden. I know you said that Namco has the rights to Shippuden, right?
Well, I think to Naruto, because I think they're making the next one, which is Ultimate Generations.
Right, so I'm not even sure if they can pursue it. But then at the same time, this is a message to Namco. You need to be following in Ubisoft's footprint of the way they built Ultimate Ninja. I'm sorry, how they built Broken Bond and
Rise of
Ninja. Period. Because I love being able to explore every nook and cranny of the leaf. I mean, stuff that they included in Broken Bond, like that little secret area where you have to use your chakra to get across the water to find Sasuke's hiding area. Yeah, that was also a good point of the game that I liked. And then the coins are finding the coins and all that.
And that's another aspect too, the upgrade, everything that you can do in Broken Bond and Rise of Ninja, as opposed to how it was done in Ultimate Ninja Storm. It was like pretty much get some items and
you
make
upgrade
a ninja tool.
Right, and that's how you upgrade. No,
Yeah.
with Broken Mind, you had to go to the dojo and learn the moves, and that's how you upgraded. And you had to gain the skill points and stuff also. But Broken Mind by far. If you look at those credits on my playthrough, those credits are so long, and that just shows that a lot of people had their hands on that project, and it did take a lot of work. And my hands down to those people who made that game. Was amazing. I think that it was very underrated. It was thumbs up for Broken Mind. I love that game. I can go and I still play that game because it's achievements that I'm missing on it, and some parts of the game, and it's not a lot, got on my nerves, like those Tanzaku Town games.
Tanzaku Town is the only place that I have a problem with in that whole game.
And it was the games.
It was a couple of those games where they should have looked at the mechanics of it a little bit better.
Oh, right. Or come out with a damn download to make it easier or something, because...
Or, which is always something else, speaking of downloads, that maybe Namco should look into. Rise of Ninja followed Naruto from his start all the way up to the end of the Chunin exam. And you also had side missions and everything. You got to delve deep into the world. Broken Bond picked up where Rise of Ninja left off.
Right.
It took you all the way to the Naruto and Sasuke fight.
Right.
And still left it open for you to do side missions at the end of the game, things like that.
But see, if you think about it. Even if Namco does own rights to Shibuya, I'm not going to quote that. I'm not sure if that's why Ubisoft hasn't. But if Ubisoft left off at the end of the Broken Bond arc where Sasuke left the village, that's only season 10. I think it's 16 seasons to the regular Naruto. So that's another 6 seasons that they could actually build a game off of.
And that's what, getting back to my point of downloading material. Once you set this basic format for the game, if there were stories and things that were left out, should have made a downloadable material.
Yeah.
So are you telling me all these Naruto fans wouldn't have downloaded the extra story arcs?
I would have downloaded the extra story arcs just to continue to play the game and have more unlockable achievements. Exactly. I would have, because that is a lot of stuff that they left out from the time that Sasuke left to the end of the regular Naruto series. Exactly. I mean, because think about it, I can think of so many characters that they developed after that, like Hinata and Shino. They went into detail with a lot of different characters,
which could all be side missions. I mean, when it comes to doing games, I know a lot of these companies say that, gamers don't want to play over what they saw on TV. Wrong. That is exactly what we want to do. We want to play the anime series over and do it our way.
Exactly.
We don't want you to leave stuff out of it or, half-ass it.
I'm sorry, but they did a very, very good job with Broken Mind. Just from the way that they started it to the way that it ended, they did that whole story arc just great. They did.
Not to mention, they started using the old game engine for the cinematic scenes instead of using the actual anime content.
Yeah, because that's what they were using in Rise of Ninja. They were using cutscenes that were actually from the anime.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but it just shows that you're trying to show off more of the game engine, in my opinion, when you're trying to use the cutscenes from that. Or it could have been a way to get around money problems, we don't know. But it just shows me that they were trying to go for a more cinematic approach.
They did a really good job.
Integrated it good into the game, yeah.
Hands down, I love Broken Bond. I love how you can just play with everybody. I love Lee. Lee was just, his fighting was awesome. So
if they gave you Lee at the beginning of the game, it would have probably been too easy.
So we're going to cut this video short here, you guys, because we're getting to the 15-minute mark.
What's our mission?
Leave it in the comment below and let us know what you think about Ubisoft pursuing more chapters for Broken Mind and what you would want to tell Namco to put in newer versions of their games.
Right, because supposedly the next Naruto game is going to run from him being a child up to the Shippuden story arc. So what would you like to see in there? No. As always, thanks for watching the videos. 100% real talk, real spit.